Hello. I'm welcome to REV99. I am playing in a invitational type thing in which I play with cards from Revolution from the year 2099 or something. I don't know. I didn't really pay much attention. Playing at Stodger, I am playing with a black-red discard deck, which is kind of neat. Um, I took a quick look at my deck, but haven't really gotten to think about what I'm wanting to look for in my opener. I imagine I keep this. This Planeswalker does seem kind of good. Has a Electrolyze type ability. Have a 20 voice, another thing here. So this all looks good. Let's keep this. I'm gonna be looking for a threat, hopefully off my Jaunty Tune and Crucible. Um, we'll take a quick yawn on my list and see if there's any double black cards. I don't believe there is. Yeah, okay. So I should be good to discard a Grand Circus off the Johnny Tune if I so desire. We'll probably lead on Circus Jaunty Tune. Crucible doesn't really do too much because it kind of eats up my mana. Honestly, maybe it's just worth discarding Crucible. But do want to try and find a 2-drop here, something to interact. When I looked, Johnny Tune is possibly the best card in my deck. 1-man 20 voice, always great. And if you're empty-handed, this still just a 1-mana draw too, if delayed, but obviously still great. Ooh. So I find Income, and Income is another very interesting card in my deck. It's very similar to Hearthstone Titans, and Hearthstone Titans are kind of riffs off Magic Planeswalkers a little bit, so what goes around comes around, I guess. So basically, I got 3 abilities, and then I get to choose one each turn, but it can't attack or do anything else until I do all of the abilities. Taps, yep. So, and I think this type of design is really interesting. I'm a bit concerned about what happens with this card if you don't play it on turn 2, because it is very slow and the abilities don't affect the board at all, but you draw it turn 2, so not a concern. Okay, so this is a... Wow, okay. I haven't looked at my opponent's deck, so this is a 1-mana dork that provides color fixing, has the power, and gets to be bigger with if you have any deserts. Wow, that's a pretty impressive card. Feel inclined to just go Passy here and kill it. Just develop as well. Could go Pariah, but Bolt the Bird is always a good thing to be doing here. This card has a lot of text, I will say. But basically the plus one is a Liliana type thing with a probably not that relevant rider. -2 is a Fork Bolt that she can't be attacked. And then I haven't even read the -5, and I'll get to that later. Seems quite far away from it. Whenever Desert enters, it deals 1 damage to any target. Whenever attacks, that's kind of cool. Kind of a neat stompy type card. Okay. So I found a bounce land. Isn't great. So I do kind of want to kill this. But that does mean I have to liquidate it, which isn't fantastic. So I think I'm always leading on Pariah. So because Pariah gets value off discards, and I'm going to be discarding somehow, in some way. So let's go Pariah to start off with. Create a blood token. Doesn't seem to be any blood tokens. So I guess I will have to. So I have a couple things I could be doing here. So I have a discard off Enkim, a discard off Cassie, discard of Jaunty Tomb, discard of the Blood. I could go Sanctum, bounce a land, and then discard said land. I think that probably makes sense. I think I'm tempted to use the Crucible to haste up the Prior, but I think that's probably a bit too aggressive when I have so much value here. So let's go Sanctum, bounce the Mountain, then go what? Use Ankim to discard said Mountain. So then my opponent discards one. They discard a land. Then I'll plus Cassie. I think I will discard Crucible. Don't get the treasure, unfortunately. See, so, and I guess I just want to liquidate this now so they don't get the ping when I try and keep the Cassie in high loyalty. And then pass the turn back. I have a pretty dominating board state. Planeswalker, 2/4/3s. Jaunty Tune will hopefully get me back up on cards. My opponent only has 3 cards in hand. I'm definitely feeling pretty good here. I obviously don't know what my opponent has going on at all. They could slam a 5-drop here, and I'd be pretty sad. But, 4-mana Musha. Do they have a desert in the graveyard? They do. Wait, I have put the desert in the graveyard. God damn it. And they got a lizard too. Okay. Lizard can't block, so it does mean I still have plenty of stuff on board. Does definitely equalize the board state for them. Yeah, seems like we're a bit short on tokens. Dust Choke. Oh wow, that's really efficient removal. Just deals 5. So we're very low on resources, both of us. I'd hope that my deck would be better off in this spot, but I don't actually know. Renegade's Club doesn't do anything, might as well play it. Don't need non-basic, so we can just save it. Third attack. I guess it doesn't really make that much sense to attack. Got my 1-mana draw 2. That's delayed. One of the things I noticed about this deck is that it's a tad light on things to do when you run out of cards. Well, the deck also has a lot of self-discard. We'll be blocking here, I think. Yeah. Don't know how many Mushas they have in their deck, but I know I have like 3 incomes, and I'd want to play them ASAP if I draw them. Not sure if there's any point in cracking the club. Draw for turn, draw off Jaunty Tune. I have 5 mana here, so I guess I will be cracking the club now. Really good series of draws. This swamp or mountain. I guess I want this swamp, might as well. So go ahead and play Brutalizer, and then play this, discard this, get a token, still light on tokens. And this gets a shield counter. Yeah. And both these have haste, and I can attack with them. So yeah, I think that was incredibly good series of draws. Probably some of the best I could do. Forgot to lose a life from the club. Dune Choke on the Brutalizer. That's fine. Can this block? Okay. Yeah. The Crucible of Origins. That's a pretty solid draw. 5 mana for a recursion is nice. This is 6. Pass the turn back. See what they do. If they don't do anything, I'll probably recur the Brutalizer and go for lethal. Or actually, I could go for Cassie as well. Ooh, they find their Crucible. I guess I can actually use that immediately, right? Oh, they don't. Yeah, I thought they were gonna recur Dune Show and then play it, but I guess not. They're probably dying either way, but so maybe delay the game a turn. Who knows what's in their deck? So I was looking at the sideboard, and it's kind of a weird sideboard since there's a lot of cards in it that I feel like should be main deck. Let's see. So one of the things I noticed about this deck is that again, there's a lot of discard, but not a lot of payoffs for it. Or like things that's good to discard. I kind of want to cast my spells. So Raccoon's Rousing is just kind of discard. Does maybe have a place, but I think I want to side it out. Demi's Repentance feels hard to use. Number of card types among cards discarded this way. Okay, so Crucible I think is just too low value for what I'm doing here. Quartz Maker seems fine. This is one of the few things that I get payoffs for discarding. Get a free 2/2. Also not bad equipment. Kind of turn something into a pseudo grave titan. I like my creature suite a decent bit. Okay, so just general thing. This card seems very good. 5 mana, 5/4 haste. a wheel +1, or discard hand, drop back up +1, and then it has self recursion. So I can discard it earlier and then maybe hold some lands. Strangulation I think is really good because my opponent has dorks. It's kind of like a fatal push, but you can kind of foretell it a little bit. Emirabi's Charm has some decent targets. I feel like I'm kind of tempted more by Lament, but Lament's also a bit on the slow side. Mortality Machine is maybe a bit on the slow side. I kind of like I feel like this is a Death Shadow type thing, but I'm not sure if I can use this perfectly. Ignite Soul seems kind of low value, so maybe I'll side out a couple of those. Repentance card types. I guess I don't have that many multi-card type stuff. Income is only one. Maybe this is like a bomb. I guess this replaces itself and is an instant, so not too bad on that front. Liquidate, Amarabi's Charm. I don't know how valuable killing the graveyard is, because they did get benefits from deserts in Yard, but didn't seem that impactful. Waldemir seemed fine though. Seems fine. Getting more planeswalkers. I think I'll leave it in the sideboard, probably because I don't want to figure out a cut. Yeah, this seems good. On the drawing game 2, which I have to imagine is not the best place to be, putting it mildly, against the deck with a bunch of supercharged orcs and stuff. You have income on 2, which is good. Removal spell. So I will be keeping this hand. Crucible maybe helps me out later in the game. I think I am probably playing Jaunty Tune on 2. Jaunty Tune on 2, maybe discarding the second Renegades Club. I feel like Renegades Club is kind of bad. I guess it's an untapped land, but it feels like you're just always grabbing the basic. Maybe that's just the intent, and you just always grab the basic. Because like the non-basic coming to play tapped and losing you to life is like a bit much. I suppose it's like pretty respectable just for the basic part. Yeah, my opponent going to 5 is very rough for them. Hopefully they have the tools to make this a interesting game. Big concern that I just like anchor on to force discard, and they're kind of rough in a rough spot, but force without any other basic land types. Oh, yeah, there's the dork. So turn 1 dork's definitely a way for them to stop me. Turn 1 2/2 dork is even stronger. Turn 1 mountain. So I think definitely going mountain, Jaunty Tomb, discard the club. No need to keep 4 lands in my hand. Kind of concerned on what they might be able to drop here. Would like to drop Enkim on 2. As mentioned, I'm a bit concerned that if you don't drop this on 2, it ends up being too slow, but we'll see. Okay, find a Brutalizer, which is nice pressure, doesn't help me against anything here. Whenever Desert enters, it deals 1 damage. Whenever it attacks, you can exile land and create a copy of it that's sacked at them turn. It's kind of a weird ability when it seems like deserts and graveyard is a big thing, because that removes the desert from the graveyard, but it is what it is. Don't really want to liquidate this. I assume they have some scary fire drop that I don't want to enable. I mean, they only have 2 cards in hand, but I think I do just want to drop Enkim now if possible. Could also Enkim discard. No, it's not, because I want to save the discard for the Brutalizer. Hopefully they can't kill Enkim just with the healer, but that's part of why I'm partial to Enkim. But okay, they are dinging it. Do they have a Timoflick Expanse or something? Oh, they have Musha? Oh, okay. God, lots of text. Okay, Antelopes. Okay, Convoy's Companion. Okay. So Convoy's Companion is a card I know exists. Gets stronger every desert. Search a library for basic land and or a desert card and put them onto the battletop. Okay. So I guess they're gonna find a desert and a basic, sack the desert, and then the healer pings the Enkim, and then the healer gets to kill Enkim on attack. Oh, there's a what's it? Okay, then finally getting to the last ability. Cards have too much text. XLX line cards. Okay, it's just Helix. Sure. Okay, and this 6 Homeward Deserts create a 1/1 Nomad with haste. Okay. Kind of interesting with the this is kind of interesting with the desert bounce lands for a couple reasons, because like the desert bounce lands can't bounce themselves, which is kind of a neat thing for Karus. But they're still Karus, so you could like bounce the play 2 and then bounce 1, but then they kind of give you minus stuff. Oh wait, this okay, and it's desert fetch lands. Okay, I see what's happening. If you control 6 or more deserts, okay. So they currently have 3 deserts. Shihai I can kill with the brutalizer, which is good. You draw a circus. Kind of flooding out here. Okay, they don't have any deserts in Yard, but they can find a desert with the trail, which kind of sucks, but I think I'm kind of forced to go Brutalizer here. Don't want to leave this so high up, because the +1 does a lot here. Kind of concerned about it. Yeah, but kind of forced to do that, feels like. Pass the turn back. They're very low on cards, but don't know how much that matters when their dork is also a 3/2 Vigilance. I suppose they will need a... Okay, so they can sack the Expanse to get back the trail, and then play the trail, have Hilla ping the thing, yeah, okay. And then the Kama is a 3/2, and la-di-da-di-da. And then Crucible's getting back Sahai, okay. One more. That was Vigilance, right? Speeding things up a bit, they're gonna get the trail, gonna ping the Brutalizer. I guess this is all just me playing Enkum instead of liquidizing this. Take a bull. XL target player's graveyard. What? Okay. That's just kind of a weird card. Because I'm thinking about Sacrificial Bull, which is an MSCM, which I assume this is a reference to. It's like a very direct reference to, in fact. But it like doesn't seem to read terribly well. Okay. Fine Strangulation. This is a 4/4. So kind of forced to just go Strangulation plus Liquidate here, liquidating the Hilla, I guess. This finds any land, right? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if they float mana, but I'll M2 in case they are meaning to. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna liquidate the Hilla. Kind of in a... Oh, it's just they just put it under my graveyard zone. Play the Sanctum, return the Mountain. I guess, yeah, I guess return the Mountain. Pass turn back. Yeah, but going back to Sacred Bull, it's just like such a weird, because like exile and tag graveyard is a big thing, and then you think, oh, you're gonna get value for each land exile, because that's what Sacrificial Bull did, which had the activate ability to exile a card, and then if it's a land, you get a counter, and then it had an activate ability to different activate ability to sack and gain life equal to power. For this, you just get one counter, so it's kind of sad. I mean, it is efficient. 3/3, 4/4 can't go wrong, but it doesn't match my expectation. So I do have a sack on Crucible next turn, though it's probably not really fast enough, because they're going to be hitting me for 4 here. I need to spend a turn on the Crucible activation to get back Liquidate. Okay, that's weird. That's definitely a graveyard thing I should be aware of. Maybe you should bring in the Grave Hate this for game 2. One of the landers, battlefield control, gain a life, exile land, playing graveyard. Oh, it's a 2/3. Okay. Yeah, so I also need to kill that. Because that's and that's instant speed too. Okay. And they have desert and graveyard, so yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna side in Knighted Souls, bring in Empty Vaults for the Grave Hate. Yeah. I guess that was all liquidating, not liquidating turn 2, I guess. Anything else? The liquidated turn 2, I guess I'm probably fine. Though also if I liquidate turn 2, they still have Sahai after that, and they just +1, and then I'm screwed. So I think I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Because Sahai just +1ing infinitely gets me there. This should all be good. Yeah. 3 lands. Liquidate on 2. Flamebound is a good 3-drop. Brula is a good drop as well. I guess I'll keep this. Not the best hand, but 2-drop into 3-drop is solid. Even if it is kind of whatever 2-drop. we'll need to use club to find a non-basic here. I really hope that these are non-basics. Oh wait, I have no duels. I mean, I'm still keeping this, but it's like kind of funny. So this is actually a relevant text in this deck. I guess I should have probably played the mountain too, but not done the world. Sanctum. I mean, yeah. Huh. I guess I can Sanctum. Does mean I can't liquidate end of turn. I feel like that's fine. I don't think there'll be another great chance to play Sanctum. I do want to Flamebind on 3, so probably Flamebind on 3. Yeah. Get punished for it. But unfortunately, that's not the end of the world. Do also find an empty vault. Mountain. Yeah, I'm always just playing Flamebinder here. Flamebinder does actually force a block, since I can discard up to 4, so I can curve it into its own ability. There's Hilla. Drop a turn. Enkim. So, definitely want to try and get Enkim down. Definitely want to kill this Hilla. Regain a life off the Claimer. So I guess I'm just going, just kind of force go club, fetch swamp, liquidate the Halo, attack Flamebinder, Enkim. Probably not actually. Oh, this is at a cost too. Yeah. Not sure how much I'm discarding off the Flamebinder. Will want to discard some stuff though. Definitely want to liquidate the Halo before it does too much. And that also lets me get attacking with the Flamebinder, of course. The big upside here. Go straight to damage. I could discard the Sukar, but I think I want to discard. Maybe just discard Crucible? Discarding Vault feels so weird, but maybe that's also correct. Because I do want to get some card velocity here, but I don't actually know exactly if I want to be discarding the Vault. I guess I have. I'll just discard Crucible. I think I'll hold on to the Vault. Yeah. Ooh, Sugar's seems pretty nice. Income, treasure. Deal my opponent's hard work and just copy their treasure. But now Flamebiner kind of takes over the game if they can't answer it. So it should be a consistent 4 damage 10. I want to go that route. Ooh, I guess this treasure is top. Okay, they have a Musha. Just using it as a ETB smelt. I'm looking for land here, yes. Oh, there's a land. So I guess I Flamebinder attack, and then just shoot down Musha, I guess. They don't have any lands in hand, I know that. So they missed a land drop last turn. So feels pretty safe to just go land, activate Flamebinder, and then attack, and I think I will discard Vault and Suka. Draw 2, then pay for the Suka, and then pass back. And I have to imagine they're probably just out of luck here. There's another Halo which doesn't do anything because I can just kill again. Repentance. How many types do I have? 2? I have a card types discard this way. So could leave them with the Halo. I think I'm fine just like kind of slow playing. I guess I can brutalize it too. What? This is not really any reason to do something that's not Flamebinder, really? Kind of feels that way. So I guess I'll just kill the Hilla and then swing in. Discarding, I guess I'm looking for land here. Guess I'll discard Zim, Sugar, and Repentance, see if I can find a land for the Pariah. I guess I should have maybe kept up a different mana source here. Find a mountain, which is not really what I wanted. So I think I'll just go mountain, discard the mountain. I guess I'll play the jaunty tune and discard the mountain. Discard the mountain, and then discard the Suka. Yeah, there's him that they can't play, pass the turn back. Maybe I should have kept the mountain, I don't know. It feels like it doesn't really matter at this point. Because I don't seem to have removal for the Flamebreaker. Flamebinder is Kamar. Hymn of Verdance, sure. Draw off the tune. And I guess at this point I can just double Brutalizer, and that should be more or less lethal, or force jumps at least. Or force trades, just simplified board state a little bit. It doesn't matter what I do here. Okay, that was kind of interesting match. A bit unfortunate how much my opponent mulliganed. Only have 2 in my deck, but did draw both. Yeah, we'll say there's a lot of. It seems like there's a lot of cool things going in my opponent's deck, though also like Sahari has a nuts. Sahari does have a nuts amount of decks. We'll admit. Otherwise it seemed pretty. My deck seemed to work pretty well. Card quality is pretty good. Flamebinder is kind of a bit unreasonable on both sides of the ability, to be honest. Where like discarding up to 4 just off its self hitting is like insane, as well as and that like makes fueling the discard like trivial, just because you can discard so many cards it doesn't really matter what you're discarding, and then the ability is incredibly free. Like 2 cards in a graveyard is nothing, especially when you have this first ability. Let's see what else. Didn't have a great time to drop Zim Sugar. Didn't quite line up well into the foxes and stuff. Enkim I always seemed to draw early enough that it didn't matter very much. That it didn't affect the board. I did get punished for playing at turn 2 in one of those games, but is what it is. Bargeist, the one time I drew it, it was pretty excellent. That was also discarding a rousing, which wouldn't have done anything otherwise, I think. Repentance is kind of weird in this deck. Doesn't seem well optimized for card types at all. Suppose it discards Enkim. That is kind of a very, very push card. Jaunty Tune was phenomenal. This is the kind of card that is very well put together, and a card that I think would be great to play with, but is also just kind of so unreasonable power wise that the format kind of needs to be designed around it for it to be okay. I feel like to a certain extent it warps a lot of decks around it, just because it is so close to 1-9 draw to, or 1-9 20 voice. And that's before even getting to like other kind of things it helps with enchantment type, helps with card types, which Repentance obviously kills for. I would delivering card in my sideboard. So that is all great. Discard synergy is nice, I suppose. Obviously this deck cares about that, but then you can also actually bounce it, where you can have the trigger on the stack, then bounce enchantment back to your hand, still draw the 2. That might be a bit too sketchy as far as synergies go, but another thing you could do. But yeah, reasonable. I thought they were reasonable games. Opponent getting a bit screwed with the mulligans, but they also won their multi-5, so yeah, I guess I can actually, what I can do is I can look through my opponent's deck. I guess I can actually load it up, since obviously it's not a spoiler for me anymore. Oh, they have 4s? What? That's so unfair. My deck is a bunch of 1-0s and 2-0s, and here they have 4 healers, they have 4 reclaimers, they have 4 Kamars, 3 Musha? God, how could they lose with this many 4s? Okay. So I'll take a look at this. Yeah, God, 3, 4, 4 of 3 of 2 of. So what cards? So Hilla, Kamar, Musha, obviously all great, very synergistic. What cards didn't I see? 4-mana 4-mana 5/5 hexproof indestructible. It's wait, okay. You can pay 2 to make it lose abilities, but then they get to draw a card. What? Wow. It's maybe a bit on the unreasonable side. It also just can't be counted. This is like really pushing it for these kinds of cards. Like I think the last one I remember is Raging Ferox. I think that one had a downside. It was a 6/6, but also didn't have indestructible. I think it could be counted. I guess I can check that real fast. You can't cast no creature spells 6-mana 6/6. I guess it could, so it can be counted, but Ferox had an anti-discard thing, so maybe balances out, I guess. Yeah, this is kind of nuts. I think like the ability is so powerful. I just kind of would mentally balance this as a 4-mana 5/5 hexproof indestructible can't be counted, which isn't as absurd as it sounds. Magic has gone a far way to make these kind of dumb vanilla guys not as impactful, but like yeah. Halo obviously did a lot. Does have the kind of removal on a stick aspect that Flamebinder also has that may a bit unfun. You can do it consistently. Reclaimer is just kind of very pushed in general. not in like a excessive way, but it's just kind of pushed, and that's its identity, I guess. Kamal is also really pushed. Or like this reminds me of Battle of the Wilds in MCM, where it becomes Vassal Wild becomes a 3/2 if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, or 3/2 with a vigilance. I don't know if this is based off that. It's very similar, obviously, but the ability can only make green and can only spend on creature spells. So a few steps down from this, though obviously this is restricted in other ways. Hellkite. What? Jeez. Okay, 5 mana, 4/5 flying haste on attacks. You sack a land and dome your opponent for a bunch. Okay. I might not want to be able to play this. God, that seems like if you just play 2 of these and your opponent's dead. All with haste damage. Like you play 1, you attack, the opponent kills it. You play another, and they're dead. A number of differently named lands is pretty cool, neat, etc., etc. Don't know if it needs the attack trigger, but these ways only work on basics is a nice balancing mechanism. Hydroponesis. I guess they need another rock. This is a fine card though. Goodbye. 6 months with different names. Okay, so this seems to just be a lot of, hey, let's find the cycle and crucible. Yes. Musha is obviously pretty efficient. Nice standard parallel card. Rampant Hydraff. Yeah, kind of funny. This is really similar to the Hydra that either fights or doubles count on ETB. I think it's X green green. I forgot his name. But that was pretty cool in canon. This is just really efficient card. Cool. This is very, very good 1-mana removal. Exceptional 1-mana removal even. And Ravi's my deck. Pretty solid charm. I think that's all the lands. Shihari has an absurd amount of text. Like I get this, the +1 if you know what card Convoy's Companion is. It's like less text, but I was like panicking trying to read this when my opponent played it. Yeah, Shihari's fine. +1 is maybe a bit hard to get under, but because it scales kind of fast. So if you can't kill Shihari the first time, then suddenly you're more screwed than like if this was just to make a 1/1, but obviously is a payoff. So June Choke is solid removal, Shari's Resolve. Well, okay, just more kind of this card, but push that does synergy. Him Evidence, I guess it makes I was a bit surprised my opponent brought this in, to be completely honest. I suppose it makes sense at the first 2 games where they kind of went to a top deck war a little bit. So maybe that's what they were thinking. But it didn't seem like I was really racing them that much in the first 2 games. No, not a bad card to be in. This is a solid card. Data on the net is one of the things that we don't seem to care about. More threads. I think if I was like building this deck for constructor, I'd just play 4 threads. This card is very, very good. Play 1-mana removal. Sacred Bull. Not entirely sure about. I guess this is just an efficient card, so they should probably play it over like Hydroponicist or something. That would be pretty reasonable. Or Charm maybe. Stonewrecker also is good. Permanents in your network. Okay, so this is just a 3/1 that hurts combo decks. Oh, I didn't end up reading this guy. Oh wow, yeah. Okay, so here's the Purplemurasaki guy that actually affects the board when you play him. But yeah, this is solid card. 5-mana 4/4 trample haste that hits your opponent's board. I think Primordial is just a very solid keyword. Titans and Hearthstone are pretty fun cards to use, and these seem pretty similar. But yeah, I think there's enough time going right. My deck and my opponent's deck. I will be moving on to the next part of this, so we'll get to play another person, see their deck, play a bit more with this deck, play some more jaunty tunes. But okay, I was complaining about 4s, but I also have a bunch of 4s with Brutalizer, Amalgam, jaunty tune. Though admittedly, I think I cited out all my Ignited Souls, so just not all 4s are made equal, shall we say? But yeah, was a pretty good match. Thanks for watching, and I'll probably be recording the next match too.